Hello, thank you for joining me for today's staff training over homeless and foster care. My name is Nicole Ellison, and you can email me at any time if you have questions as we go through this recording at nellison@k12.com. Today we are going to cover the homeless and foster care staff, identification of homeless or foster care families, and supporting homeless or foster care families at OVCA and ISOK. So it's important to know that for this school year, OVCA's homeless liaison is Rachel Sharpnack, our family resource coordinator. At ISOK, our homeless liaison is Brittany Eck. We also have some other contacts who work with homeless families, and that's our operations manager, Courtney Love, and our Title I coordinator, myself, Nicole Ellison. We work to identify all homeless students. The school, in accordance with federal law, will ensure that homeless children in the school have access to a free and appropriate public education. OVCA staff intentionally seek out students who are homeless or who require other services to ensure free and appropriate public education. Some students are identified through enrollment based on submitting the McKinney-Vento documents due to housing information submitted during enrollment. The school year a student is identified as homeless, then during that entire school year, the student is identified, even if the living situation changes mid-year. It's important for us to understand the common homeless definition. The term homeless, children and youth, means individuals who lack a fixed, regular, and adequate nighttime residence. And that can include children and youth who are sharing the housing of other persons due to loss of housing, economic hardship, or a similar reason. Perhaps they are living in motels, hotels, trailer parks, camping grounds due to the lack of alternative accommodations, or are living in emergency or transitional shelters, are abandoned in hospitals, or awaiting foster care placement. Children and youths who have a primary nighttime residence that is a public or private place not designed for ordinarily used as regular sleeping accommodation for human beings. Children and youths who are living in cars, parks, public spaces, abandoned buildings, substandard housing, bus or train stations, or similar settings. And migratory children who qualify as homeless for the purposes of this subtitle because the children are living in circumstances described. In more easier terms, what we would generally see, probably the most common situations in our school setting might be families living in a hotel or motel, possibly living in an RV, even if that's where they are choosing to live and they would not consider themselves homeless. By these terms and definitions, they would be considered homeless. We also see a lot of families who end up living with a friend or family member due to that economic hardship, so we consider that doubling up, or living in a shelter. So if you come across a family who is living in one of these situations, it's important that we identify them and that we share that information with the appropriate staff so that we can support this family if they need any supports. So if you do feel a student or family may be homeless, please immediately create a fast referral. Next, go ahead and email the homeless liaison at your school. So remember, that would be Brittany Eck at Insight or Rachel Sharpnack at OVCA. You've started the process with that fast referral, but emailing them really escalates the fact that they know there is support needed for this family. And let them know that you submitted the referral, and then provide any other details of importance. So thinking about students who might be in these situations where we are identifying them as homeless, what supports would we offer? Well, we have staff that are available for mentoring, whether that's at the teacher level or through our FAST team. We can offer additional tutoring, supplemental instruction. Sometimes that might mean school supplies. Maybe in their situation, they need a Wi-Fi hotspot or a loaner laptop, transportation costs. Maybe we need to support them getting to testing. Even in some instances, we will work to create referrals for medical, dental, or mental and other health services. Maybe we create services to just engage those homeless students in school and provide training. We just overall want to provide any services we can to reduce those barriers and have them be successful in school. The next piece we want to talk about today is foster care. This is new information from the U.S. Department of Education, and the foster care liaison for both OVCA and ISOK is myself, Nicole Ellison. And so essentially the school, in accordance with federal law, will ensure that children placed in foster care have access to a free and appropriate public education. Under ESSA, the school district must collaborate with the Child Welfare Agency and tribal child welfare agencies to implement the Title I educational stability provisions. So essentially, we need to seek out these students who are in foster care or awaiting placement into foster care. As with homeless, oftentimes we are made aware of this situation during enrollment, but sometimes things change mid-year. So if you identify a student who is in foster care or awaiting foster care, you can contact me, Nicole Ellison, and we will work together to decide and determine what supports are needed for the student. The reason a foster care liaison is put in place in each school district is because that foster care liaison will work closely with the Child Welfare Agency. They will lead the development of a process for making the best interest determination, document the best interest determination, facilitate the transfer of records and immediate enrollment, facilitate data sharing with the child welfare agencies consistent with FERPA and other privacy protocols, develop and coordinate local transportation procedures as applicable, manage best interest determinations and transportation cost disputes, ensure that children in foster care are enrolled in and regularly attending school, provide professional development and training to school staff, such as I'm doing today during this training. Essentially, what this might look like is if we have a student who is attending our school but then is placed in foster care, I would have to work with that child welfare agency to help create a best interest determination to identify, is this school setting still the best and most appropriate district for the student to attend, or should they be transferred to the school district to which the foster home is in. So if it's still in the state of Oklahoma, of course they would still have the option to school with us, but again we have to look at all of the different pieces to create that best interest determination. Along with this training, there's some resources we're providing to you. McKinney-Vento at a Glance is a PDF document that you can refer to. The National Center for Homeless, there's a phone number and a website you can look at, and the National Association for the Education of Children. We appreciate you taking the time to watch this recording. We want to ensure that all staff members are working to identify and support homeless students and children in foster care. And again, if you have any questions at any time, you can contact the staff supporting these programs, and we appreciate everything you do to support these students as well. Thank you. Have a great day.